A storm rages outside, thunder shakes the air, drowning out whispers of fate. Inside, she sits alone, clutching the remnants of hope. She stares at the number, trembling fingertips hovering above. Memories flood back, joyful laughter and shared secrets. This was it, the last lifeline. She takes a deep breath, a moment of decision unfolds in the gloom. Ringing echoes in the silence. Will they answer? Hope mingles with dread as the line crackles to life. "It's me," he whispers, barely audible. Each word drips with foreboding, wrapping around her heart like a vice. "You opened the door," he warns. Her heart races as reality darkens. What has she unleashed? A whisper calls her name, sweet and sinister. "Come to me," it beckons, each syllable drips with despair. Curiosity battles fear. She peers inside, drawn by a desperate need for answers, but something stirs. The moment freezes. A surge of icy terror grips her. There's no escaping the void that hungers. The darkness envelops her, a horrid gasp escaping her lips. All hope shatters in the blinding fear. Daylight comes, but not for her. Silence reigns where laughter once echoed. The air is thick with absence. It rings once more, taunting the emptiness, a final chance or a cruel reminder the game has just begun.
Shadows cling to every crevice. Vines snake around the porch, while the wind whispers secrets long buried. There's an invitation in decay, a promise of discovery. Sunlight battles dust in a dim room. The air is thick with silence, but not entirely empty. Soft murmurs rustle like dried leaves, filling the air with unease. She immerses herself in tales of the past, oblivious to the growing tension that coils like a spring. Every word draws her deeper, closer to the dark heart of the house. A chill brushes her skin. The walls croon softly a ghostly hymn. Panic tightens her chest. "Help us," it calls, a plea that clings like fog. She leans in, breath shallow. The echo sharpens, desperation seeps through the cracks. "We're trapped," it insists, a chorus of souls begging for release. A decision hangs heavy in the still air. Old wood creaks as she approaches, whispers rising to a panicked crescendo. The threshold to the unknown awaits her daring touch. The air thickens, suffocating. A putrid scent of forgotten years whirls around her. Panic grips her heart as voices rise in a dissonant plea. "Don't open it." Time stretches thin. Her heart races, curiosity wresting control from dread. Whispers morph into frantic screams, a crescendo of anguish begging for her retreat. Reality fractures. In a fluid motion like shadow claiming light, they reach for her. The house groans, a predator finally unearthing its prey. She realizes too late the call was hers. The echoing laughter drowns her screams as the house envelops its newest offering. Once more, silence reigns. Whispers fade, replaced by eerie laughter. The walls pulse, hunger sated, an ancient cycle beginning anew. An invitation awaits in the shadows. The sun rises, unaware. The old Victorian stands still, ready for the next unwitting seeker of its whispered truths. The dream was alive in the quiet of Maple Street, a quaint cottage, rich with whispers of the trees, yet shadows lingered, watching her every move. Inside, the air felt thick, stifling. The walls seemed to breathe, holding secrets older than time. She smiled, but her pulse quickened. Faint echoes brushed against her ears. Whispers fluttered like moths, too quiet to grasp, but insistent, hungry. Night enveloped her. Then the sound emerged. "Come closer." The voice slithered through the silence, serpentine and seductive. Drawn by a force she couldn't name, she crept toward the basement. The air hummed. The house pulsed with urgency. The space felt alive, thrumming beneath her skin. Shadows skittered just out of reach, the whispers now a chorus. "We need you." Panic clawed at her heart. The voice grew frantic. "They're coming for you!" Her instinct screamed to flee, but the shadows held her gaze. Fear twisted in a tight knot. She turned to run, but the darkness swallowed her whole. Silence replaced the echoes of dread. Dawn broke, but something shifted in the walls. The house had claimed its prize. A new hunger awakened. They spoke of the new owner, unaware of her fate. Their voices were mere background noise to the whispers seeping through the siding. Lena's cries were swallowed in the textures of the old house, a blend of despair and longing, echoing through the memories trapped within. The house remained patient and hungry. It awaited its next visitor, the cycle of torment ready to begin anew.
She stood before the structure, its windows dark like hollow eyes. An uneasy chill crept down her spine. Was it charm or dread that awaited within? Inside, silence engulfed her like a thick fog. The air smelled musty, as if secrets were trapped in the layers of time. Night fell, wrapping her in an uneasy stillness. As she closed her eyes, a hushed voice began to stir behind her head. The whisper grew louder, urgent. Soft calls echoed her name, thrumming with an unsettling familiarity. Come, find us? Curiosity clawed at her. She wandered through the dimly lit corridor, drawn by a growing panic. Something was calling to her. The twisted handle felt cold beneath her fingers. She hesitated, then stepped inside, the air thickening as fear coursed through her. She descended into an overwhelming chill. It was silence at first, but then came the footsteps, slow, relentless, revealing a presence. Darkness enveloped her. The light danced, revealing faces trapped within the very fabric of the house. Echoes of the past surged around her. The whispers morphed, a cacophony of pleas and warnings. They belonged to kin long lost, now bonded in torment. She turned, searching for escape, but the door wouldn't budge, like the grip of the house tightening around her. The structure groaned, alive with intention. It shook with resentment, sealing her fate in a suffocating embrace. A scream erupted, desperate but swallowed whole. She joined the whispers, the house now her eternal tomb. The cycle continues. The house loomed at the end of Maple Street, a relic shrouded in shadow. Locals kept their distance, eyes averted, whispers fading with each step. A new beginning awaited behind its battered facade. She settled into the old sofa, the creak of wood echoing whispers long forgotten. Shadows stretched, slithering across the walls. Chills crept along her skin, as if the house was breathing. Night blanketed the house. A scratching sound broke the silence. It was faint at first, barely noticeable, but curiosity gnawed at her, pushing her deeper into the unease. She leaned closer, the whispers swirling like phantoms. Lucy, they beckoned, wrapping around her mind. A name echoed from the darkness, igniting fear and intrigue. In a forgotten corner, she unearthed a diary. Pages crumbled beneath her fingers, words dripping with despair. The final entry chilled her to the bone, an invitation wrapped in dread. Rest evaded her, the air heavy with urgency. Each murmur intensified, wrapping around her thoughts like a vice. They beckoned her toward a darkness she couldn't grasp. Compelled by an unseen force, she clawed at the wall. Layers of history fell away, exposing secrets hidden in darkness. A small door emerged, warped and ancient. Inside, the air thickened with dread. The mirror loomed, cracked and cruel. As she stepped closer, it felt alive, pulsing with a heartbeat that mirrored her own. The glass shifted, showing her a face that was not her own. A dark smile spread across Eleanor's visage. Knowledge laced with malice cut through the silence. Join us. Heart racing, she turned, but the door betrayed her. It locked with a definitive thud, sealing her fate within walls steeped in sorrow. Panic thrummed through her veins. The darkness surged, pulling her closer. Whispers transformed into a cacophony of demands. They spiraled, wrapping around her like ivy, consuming her essence. The house had claimed another. As the whispers faded, echoes of a new voice intertwined with the darkness. Forever trapped, she'd become part of its haunting legacy, waiting for the next soul.